Hello, hello, hello. How about today? How crazy has today been in every single market? We have had some of the wildest swings that I've ever seen, and probably the wildest swing I've ever seen on the Dow. It's been just insane. Insane. Right here, we have the daily chart pulled up. Let's look at this candle. This is today's candle of the Dow Jones. And never, ever in my life, in history, have I seen the Dow dump 1,000 points only to recover and close the day up almost 100 points. Wild, wild. That's not natural. That is beyond manipulation. No way that anybody's going to convince me that many buyers or buy orders were placed at that level, at that price. It's wild. Oh, hey there, Sway. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. That's the Wi-Fi because I'm using all the Wi-Fi. That's why your computer's buffering. You'll be okay. But that's just wild. The 1,000 point swing down, 1,100 points back up on the Dow Jones today. Nuts. And I'm gonna clear this off so you can see. We're gonna find exactly where it bounced off of. It did bounce off a level. I just don't see that it being such an important level. I mean, not really. We have this what right here, one or two little candles interacting from, let's see, it bounced off of the March 18th and then March 29th through 31st candles. That's it. That's where they found support. I mean, that's pretty crazy. This is wild, like beyond belief wild to see a dump like that. Percentage wise, I mean that's if this is even right. 4% dump today. 4% down, 4% back up. Insane. So if anybody got lucky enough to catch any of the Dow stocks, because they all follow suit, any of it down there at that level, you made huge gains in a matter of hours. So this is just not healthy, not good. This is not where you want to see it. What's up, JoJo? Yeah, I mean, if you were setting on it, man, if you were setting on it and you placed a trade right there anywhere down there, you got some huge momentum. I mean, you could have rode this down and back up and made huge percentage gains today. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. But man, I can't get over it. I mean, you had everything looking like crap on and off day, but for the Dow to get manipulated like that, come on. So that's all you can really do is just kind of be amazed at it. I mean, you expect the down day, the 400 or 500 point down days is realistic, but that kind of move right there, most people would say you wouldn't see it, but like once in a lifetime, it's kind of crap because a couple years ago we saw close to that, not that bad, close to that, right going into the Christmas close, and it popped back up like that. Somebody made a phone call today and said, "No, no, no, we can't let this go where it wants to go. We've got to prop this up." You got Oh, that's cool. Awesome. But no, that's the Dow. I had to cover that first thing. I had to go right off on that. That was just, I mean, nuts. But we'll go over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a pretty amazingly stupid day too. The last 2 days have been pretty crazy. To me, pretty critical. But we can see right here it's broken below that at 37,309 range. We tested through it, fell back below it. We're getting rejected again today. Just closed that. The candle's just now open, so it's not looking phenomenal. It wanted to for a minute, but that's the daily. Things look better on the 4 hour, the smaller time frames, but it's not like it makes that kind of impact. You see, Bitcoin tried its best to make a nice little run today. It acts like it made a little tweezer bottom. Well, the 1 hour, we'll look at it, but if you're trying to day trade, that's the only time the 1 hour is really going to matter on you. On BTC, is that what you're talking about? Here's the 1 hour. You had that crazy wick candle, and then it tried to do it again. I mean, you could say it was a double top, but right now really technically, it looks like it's flagging out because right now you're holding at that last level of support right there, and it's starting to look like positive momentum here. You haven't started going negative yet. You've crossed on your EMAs right here, your RSIs in great bullish territory. But I can see where you would think it might be a double top, but realistically, a double top needs to be a lot closer. On that second high, it needs to be a lot closer. A lot. Let me get the measuring tool and see. I mean, it's only like almost 1.5%, but a double top, you want to see it like that. If you see, let me get the drawing tool. Here's how close. When you see a double top, you want to see something, that one versus that one. There, that one's a tad lower. And you got, right here, something like that. They're really, really kind of equal. This one, you could even, claim that this was too. It's just a hair higher. To me, that's just a little, and that's just personal. When you chart it, it can be subjective. So I don't think it's quite a double top on the 1 hour, and even so, okay, then it played out, and we found support at this pretty. So if this was a longer time frame, this would be a critical level. It needs to find support and bounce from here because you got 1, 2, 3 areas, 4 really that it's interacted with before. It was support here, fell below it, resistance, 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 then broke through. Now trying to make it support again. So it would need to run up right here, or it would go back to crap, and the positive momentum is trying to fall off. Yeah. But that's the 1 hour. If you're trying to trade it multiple times throughout the day, the 1 hour matters. I always try to stay 4 hour and out. For swing trading, I try and stick to the 4 hours, the 1 day, stuff like that. But nothing real big's changed. Even after that little rip, everybody got excited today. I even was kind of impressed that it made that kind of move today. Percentage wise, 14% gain in a day. If anybody could buy out that bottom, they did. They made a lick for sure. Ethereum got pretty rowdy for a minute today. It went same thing. We had some nice follow through. 15, 16% pop today. It's doing the same thing on the 4 hour. It's trying to hold this little previous level, but with Ethereum, it did something I really really like, and I think it could usher in some future movement for a little while. Nothing crazy, because it doesn't need to do that. It really needs to turn around and do what we needed to do and get that low in, because we're kind of on the ass end of a 60-day cycle. But it bounced off this bottom part of this trend line once, twice, three times. It held it as support on the 4 hour. On the daily, it wicked through it for a second, but it's still trying to get down there, and I think we need to. I think we really need to get down to the $2,000 even level, and then we'll start seeing some divergence building. That's the way I would want to see it if I was looking to enter a swing trade. But right now, we can go back where we've got some. It's still holding at a pretty major level, really. All this right here that it's interacted with the current price has been support, 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 support. It was the resistance a couple times, then became support, and resistance twice. There's another little, like what you'd say, double top on the 4 hour. Resistance, and then it broke through it. So it's seen price interaction at this price before, and that's why it's kind of stalling for the Ethereum. But it probably does. It probably does have more downside to go. Because ideally, and I drew this out last night on the stream, ideally we want to see it bounce off this line. I would like to see it make a higher high than this little previous high at, well, let's see. At 25, let's get above 25.50. Let's get above there. Probably, I would like to see it ideally run up to touch this heart line, come back down, make a higher low than what we had here, which would be a partial decline. And partial declines can usher in some really nice price movement. And then get a run up to test the top of this range and get us back up over 3,000. At that point, we should have some Class A, Class B, or Class C, or hidden. It doesn't matter. All of them pretty good. I'd much rather have Class A or B. Hopefully divergence built, playing out at that point while still holding in a neutral RSI. We could be setting up for some massive gains. The weekly still looks horrid. It's trying to hold in that channel, but it looks terrible. It looks so bad. But that's what it is. It is what it is. We just got to wait for the setup to come to us. That's what Doge did and Sheeb did today. I'm sure they all went along with whatever Bitcoin drug them up and down to. I mean, really, to be honest, on the 4 hour, we're starting to see kind of what we wanted to see here. We got that. We put in a low. We rallied and hit that just this bottom level right here. So we put in a higher low, but that's the 4 hour. I'd like to see that on the daily, and then it's just going to rip. But we need to get above that, break above that, and get back up and test some of this choppiness that we've been through at the 15 cent. We've got to get above the 15 cent if we want to see real movement. On the daily, we're not quite there yet. If we could start losing negative momentum, then we could start talking about some form of divergence at that point, maybe hidden, and then we'll probably see some nice movement after that. But I'm not really pulling the trigger on anything big yet. If you want to dip your toes in at these levels, you feel comfortable, go right ahead. Because, I mean, we are down quite a bit. From the highs, we've took a nasty spill, and you can't knock anybody for thinking, for them, they feel like this is an area of value. I don't blame them. We're down 83, almost 84% since the highs. You got an 84% sell on anything else in life, most people would be ecstatic about it. If I bought a TV or a car, anything at 80-something% off, I wouldn't care if it went on sale the next day for an extra 5%. I'd take my opportunity and go home and watch it. SHIB on the daily, it's just tried to hold this support line right here. It's still kind of getting rejected on the moving averages. It's just not blowing above it yet. We're trying to lose negative momentum if we can keep that up. The RSI is completely oversold on the daily. So nothing to write home about. Nothing exciting either, but it's doing just what Doge did. Same thing. We've got the low, the higher low, and now we're waiting to see how this plays out. We've got to get back up. We've got to get it back up in this range, above this chop. We've got to get above this previous level right here to start seeing some real movement. But that's it. Everything else still sideways, kind of garbage-ish today. Doge Elon faked everybody out, got excited. That bullish engulfing candle on the 4-hour, it was negated today, but it did make a higher low. So that's kind of a neutral for me. I don't see it being a positive or negative either way. Just need more data to make a educated guess with an edge. Yeah, everything's looking like it was. Everything else is pretty much down already, starting the new day on the candles, 2-3%. Could have got pretty rough. I'm still blown away by the Dow. I'm still just kind of like, let's see what Amazon done today. Look at this. Look at this. Man, look at that candle right there. That is the kind of candle that can usher in some crazy movement for real. That kind of bullish engulfing candle right there that almost engulfed the previous two candles after such a big dump. That's some big move. I mean, Amazon on the 4-hour, let's see, Amazon today got down to 27. We closed it out at 28. I mean, at $197 move on a stock of that size that's so liquid, you really shouldn't get those kind of moves at all. But we did. So, I mean, you can't really see those kind of moves coming, but that's a massive candle. And what we need now is follow through price action since we're losing the momentum already. We need to continue to lose momentum if we want to bounce back in stocks to get a significant rally to really take a position on. Yeah, we're going to need a little more price action coming in because I don't think that candle is what everyone else thinks it is. I think that candle is set up. That is a setup candle to wipe some people off the face of earth. I mean, I really think it's something that we better keep our eyes open. This could be devastating. You saw so many people today probably watched it dip down and then take this rocket ship up and got hype and try to get in and catch the move. They think there's going to be follow through price action. It brought in liquidity for Wall Street to move the rest of those shares. But we shall see. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what comes next. I really don't feel it. There's nothing in particular that I really want to see playing out right now. It doesn't have what I'm looking for my setups. Someone else could roll the dice and gamble. But not the game I want to play in today's market. I'm waiting for a nice trade to come to me. I'm not trying to, I'm not chasing that. What'd you miss, Joel? You missed it. Should have bought an opening. I don't know, man. I watched the market open it at 400 or 500 points down after days and days of selling. I mean, we'll look at the daily. Just Amazon's example. We've did nothing but sell off for the last week. I mean, really worse than that. We've sold off since November 19th. Nothing but lower highs. If you would have bought November, early November, you'd be getting crushed right now. Because it's got, now, JoJo talked earlier about a double top. Two things we're seeing on Amazon right here. And I'll tell you, Amazon had that. See that double top right there? I'll even pop you a little line real quick. This is how close it was. That right there is a double top. On a, say, a daily scale, that's significant. And there's the follow through price action. There's the dump. You got 1, 2 tests, couldn't break it, gave up the ghost. Also, what you have is this right here, it kind of wanted to fake you out, think that it was accumulation. But if you really get down into the nitty gritty of it, it's really, really close to a distribution, a Wyckoff distribution phase. So I just haven't been in them. Now, yeah, if I mean, where did today Amazon made some freaking nutty moves. I mean, it opened. If you had bought it open, you'd bought it $27.78. Yeah, but you'd had to ride down that $78 dump, and then, I mean, and there's no way you could have known a move like that. There's no way you could have seen it coming. After, here's what we had to go by. If we eliminated this green candle, we eliminated it. There's what we had to go by over the last 1, 2, 3, 4 trading days. The candles are getting bigger, 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 and you don't know when that's going to stop. Let's see, that goes on for weeks, months. Let's check it out on the weekly. Same thing. After that kind of bloodiness, even a little bit, you get a little bounce, but then you get bigger blood in the street. So it's really, really hard. You're getting back into the day trading part of it to think that you're going to be able to call that bottom and then sell that top, make a $170 gain. People could have got lucky, but I imagine anybody who bought the big nasty dump at the 27 probably are still sitting on it because they got greedy and wanted more. And who knows, we open up tomorrow pre-market and this thing could be dumped right back down. And this is what I'm saying. I would probably be looking at this next level. There's nothing bullish on the weekly about Amazon at all. If anybody wanted to place a short against it, shoot, I can see that too. I can see that because our next level at 24.67, absolutely seeing that be hit. And it would be in confluence with this 200 moving average. Yeah. I personally, if I was going to place a trade in Amazon and I had to, I'd want to short it. I just don't feel like, I mean, we got the Fed meeting starts today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. They're going to do whatever it is they do. They're going to talk about when they're raising interest rates, what price, what level, if they come out and say it or they're not. You had some other countries back off on the interest rate raise today. Might have helped that, might have spurred that. I don't know if we can. I don't know with inflation the way it is right now. I don't know if the central bank can afford not to raise interest rates. But guess what? One of the biggest ways to avoid looking at a bad economy and to artificially inflate it when you can't print any more money, when you can't get Congress to print any more money, you got ways around it. Couple good old little wars and skirmishes all over the world. One, you're taking attention away from the bad economic factors. Two, wartime kind of opens up a whole treasure chest of money to be pumped into markets for the war efforts, which would go, the war effort chest that they open up would help with pumping in more employment, more money to prop up markets. I promise you, no politician wants to see these kind of nasty dumps right here going into a midterm election at all. None. So it's not going to help anybody. You need a distraction. You need a artificial inflated leg to prop it up with. Who knows? But we're not in a good place at all right now for the financial markets. All right. Anybody else? We got 2 viewers. I don't know who they are. There's somebody. Y'all, why don't y'all go get some more folks? Y'all go ahead and go grab you some peoples. Be like, hey man, y'all come on, jump on a live stream with T-Barb. Let's talk about some stuff. What else can we look at? that anyone cares about. If anybody's got a request, throw it out there. Yay. Let's do it. Boy, I've got to get my chat adjusted. You don't have any friends. Probably because you work too much, man. You probably work too much, I'm sure. Work associates. I mean, I don't care, dude. Like, if you know some shady chicks from like your past, go ahead and slide under the DMs. Be like, yo, hit up my boy Crypto Whiskey over there. I don't care. We need eyes on. I need the word to be spread. And probably, I'm sure there's something not notified somewhere, or everybody's just busy. I don't know. It's Monday night. I'm sure school work and all that stuff, ball games. I just want to jump in here for a second and go over what I could. Joe, you got any questions, May? Anything? I don't know if you're still holding your Apple, if you got rid of it. I haven't even looked at it today. I just kind of keep up with the overall movements of the market for the day. Right now, everything's so overblown. Everything. I don't even want to waste my time looking at most of it. I mean, you can't go wrong. Y'all bowling? Sweet. Sweet. Go ahead and sling that what? 160, 170? I know you below 200, Gary. But now I'm not interested in any stocks. Not yet. Not yet. I mean, if you've got some of these qualities like you, man, Apple, RKT, ATR, man, it's not just those. Everything's getting raped. RKT has turned out to be the biggest disappointment of the last 12 months. Absolutely. Rocket Mortgage has been around forever, dude. It has been around forever. I've used them. I know people who's used them. And they're a good quality company. But the amount of selling. Oh my God, let's pull it up. Did I even got it on my list anymore? Yeah. Let's pull it up and look at it. It's so nasty. Look at logarithmic scale even. It's just nothing helps it. Look at this bleed out. And it's had so many signs over and over. And that's where I think it's being manipulated down to nothing. And the housing market is not helping it. The housing market is not helping at all. But this candle, you got to disregard that. They gave everybody free money just to bring in more liquidity to dump some more. It is in nothing but a downtrend with no hope in sight anytime soon. But there's no doubt that when we get further out from its IPO date, it's got to get better. Got to get better. It's a quality company. And at some point, somebody's going to think it's an area of value and just buy the living crap out of it. From its IPO date, I mean, it's down 65% from its IPO. And we go from the high to the low. We're down almost 72%. We're kind of getting to that area, though, Joel, with RKT. We're getting to an area that, by all technical standards, is the ideal best value point for entry, period. You got a 78 to an 88% retrace. Once it hits there, it's going to have to get some bids come in, even during a bad market. It's going to have to get some bids. Hopefully it will. And we'll see. But, I mean, I'm still just going to set on it. I'll set on it forever. The shares that I got, I'm going to hold on to it. It's a good company. They're not bankrupting out. Stock price doesn't matter to most of these companies unless they're buying back. And another thing, think about, the board approved just a huge, like, what was it, like $1 billion or $10 billion here last year of buybacks in 3 increments. I mean, if I was RKT and I knew what the mortgage and housing market was doing, and I had the approval to buy back my own stock, I wouldn't have bought it up here and keep pushing it. What am I doing? I knew that this housing bubble is going to pop. I knew that the economy is going to start sliding. They got people just more versed and way smarter than anything that I can come up with. But my theory is, if I was in charge of the crap and I had to buy back billions of dollars of my shares, I'd want to beat it down. I would want to beat it down to the point that it was insane. It's probably, to me, personally, from what the analysts say, I think it's going to like 980, just under $10. And at that point, that's going to put us at our 88% retrace. And somebody's going to have to want to buy and just smash it. At that point, nothing but upside for the next big housing bubble. So that's how I'd play that game for sure. Everything else, gold's garbage. Even though it's broke out of our little triangle, let's zoom way out what we've seen before. Gold's history of these triangles. It flags out, then it dumps. Flags out, then it dumps. You got it trying to break out right here, which is done once before. Man, I don't trust it. It feels like there's a fake out coming. Fake out coming, then a dump. I don't know. Just got to keep watching. All right. So, anybody else got anything else they want to look at and or crypto news of any sort? Let's look at CoinMarketCap real quick. Because I have some Chick-fil-A on its way. Go pound me a chicken wrap. Fix one more glass of whiskey. Post up on the front porch for the next hour or so of the night before we got to get going again. Yeah, everything just kind of looked garbage right at this moment. But what do you expect? You have some big, insane BS gainers. I wonder what happened to those coins that were mooning yesterday. Oh, they got you again. The Ninja Floki that was mooning yesterday, it's down 100%. Meta Safe Moon. It's like, hey, we want Safe Moon, but we want to put Metaverse in front of it. Oh, yeah, Crypto Wolf Finance. We talked about it. We went over it just briefly. 62%. Garbage, garbage, garbage. Bob's Repair. B.O.B. That's funny. I like that. Crypto Fight Club. I will buy that just because it sounds funny. The Islander. The Island Boys coin. Garbage. Crypto Moon. Insane. What's trending? No shit coin. I love it. There we go. We're all rich now. We're all going to be billionaires with no shit coin. Really. It's pretty amazing. Look at it. Oh, it's Spooky Shiba. We talked about it the other day. Oh, it's up. No, it's down 1% today, but it's up still for like the last 30 days. Spooky Shiba. It's like Shiba, but it makes you nervous. It's garbage. FTM. It's still garbage. Down 26% for the week. Solana's down. Solana's having a lot of big issues. Pancake Swap. Smooth Love Potion. That sounds like a real winner. Look at Sheeb. Oh, Sheba getting slapped around like a redheaded stepchild. No offense to any of you redheaded stepchildren. Should that be your place in life? And if you do get offended anyway, I don't care. Get offended. Everybody's offended about something these days. I'm offended that you're offended. Get offended. It's okay. Gainers, losers, most visited. There's nothing else. Nothing popping. Let's look what kind of news is going on. Do 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 do. Boom or bust. Is there a way for Bitcoin price to hit 100K in 2022? Yeah, there's a way. It's called go up for a matter of 2 months, and then you're there. The way Bitcoin makes gains on the daily. Look, we have another one of the YouTube viewers. I don't know what that means. Vom.red. Is it just me? Is it not translating? Is this some foreign stuff, or is this just some kind of spammy stuff? I don't know. I've never seen that before. Law decoded. Central banks seek public discussion. I like that. When it starts going down, it's like they create news when the price is going down to literally support the reason that the price is going down. When it's going up, it's always because of something. News is never leading. Let all you know, news in any market, crypto, Dow Jones, whatever, it's never leading. They're always lagging. So anything the news tells you, everybody who's in the know already knows, and they're using it as an excuse for what's happening. But we had just Bitcoin really got down there nice to that 33 today. I still think we've got to retest at least 30. I think if we retest the 30, I'll go ahead and chalk it up as a double bottom. 29 would be ideal. Spot on would be awesome. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be within a few dollars up or down of it and still get the same outcome. So I would really like to see it. Just one more little dump to make sure we've got it out of our system. All right, Joel. See you, man. Have a good night, dude. But I don't see any news that's worthwhile to me. It's just a lot of hype. Price analysts. Analysts say. I don't want to read any news that say analyst says or analysts expect. That's all garbage. That's garbage. I want to see something that's fact-based, like Peru buys 3,000 Bitcoin, something like that. I don't want to see this garbage. That's all it is. It's hype. But anyway, there it is. It is what it is, guys, gals, peeps, whoever that may be, whoever's all up on that. But I will definitely, I'll definitely be back on here tomorrow and try and let y'all know what's going on with the rest of it. Anyway, y'all have a good evening. I may get back on here later and give away some Shiba. I may throw some of those out. Michael, what's up, dude? Still there? Yeah, so I may go in here and eat me a little snack and think about it and try and come up with some creative way to give away some more Shiba or something. So if y'all are up to it, I'll figure out what's going on and we'll do it. But if not, I will see you guys tomorrow.